All right, we're live. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for joining us over here on YouTube. I repost all of these lives as I go live, so I appreciate you guys. If you could like and share and comment, I would appreciate that. It'd be awesome. Alrighty, just letting everybody join in. So if you want to fast forward, if you are watching this, the replay, then you're more than welcome to. Usually it takes like a minute or two for everybody to get notified and join. But if you want to share in the comments, how's manifestation going for you? Are you seeing any movement? What's going on? How you feeling about things? A lot of doubt creeping up, a lot of resistance. Share all of that in the comments, and then that way I can respond to each one of you and get you all figured out. All right. Hello to everybody that is joining in. How are we doing? Happy to come hang out. All right, so what we're going to do here tonight is talk about everything with manifestation and mindset. We're going to be talking about why hypnosis is a powerful modality to help reprogram your subconscious mind. We're going to be talking about how to get your specific person back, money, health, whatever it is that you are focused on to where you want to see improvement in your life. This is the live for you that we are going to cover all of that. So if you have any single type of question, no matter how stupid you may think it is or repetitive, or just ask away. This is a safe place and I want to get everything answered for you guys. That way we can, move forward and actually get you the results that you're desiring, right? Chris TV, hello. Thank you for joining. How are you? Thank you for the likes. What's up? Not much. Just got back. I had ice cream with my father and my grandmother, so that was a nice little get out on a Friday night. So I just came back and decided to go live. So how is the start of your weekend going? What is going on? Hello to everybody that is joining. All right, so you desire to be in a relationship with a woman. Is this somebody that you know? Is it like a specific person or someone new? Either way, it doesn't matter, but my answer of like how to start the process is going to be a little bit different. So that's why I'm asking. If you just let me know if it's somebody that you know or if it's just you want to bring in new love, and I'll get you answered. Alrighty. All right. So for you to manifest your specific person, first things first is questioning who you are in regards to having your dream life. So to manifest anything, we have to shift our identities. And I'm sure you've heard this all over, self-concept, yada, yada, yada. It's about not just self-concept. That's one label. But it's truly your identity, who you are choosing to embody as, right? So right now, you are in the embodiment of somebody who would like to manifest a specific person. Somebody who doesn't have what they want, trying to figure out how they get what they want. It's still a desire. And desire just means something that we want that we currently don't have. So the desire is there, so it fuels our... pretty much like it fuels us to want to go after this thing or to achieve this thing. Gives us like the momentum to want to continue to do the work, right? Because there's going to be some sort of reward. So that's why when we first start off, on this journey of deciding I want a relationship with this specific person, the desire is very, very, very strong, because that's giving you the fuel to want to even progress with the whole manifestation journey. You'll notice, though, as you are manifesting that person and embodying that new identity, the desire itself starts to fade, because you actually start to embody the version of you that has it. You don't desire something if you have it, right? So you'll notice that desire for that person starts to fade. A lot of people get thrown off by this, like, do I want them? Do I not want them? Like, what's going on here? It's just because you have them, right? You'll still have love in your heart for them. You'll still care. You'll still want them, but it's not as strong of like a fueling flame for them, right? So the first thing you have to do is figure out who you are in regards to your full manifestation. The person who is in the relationship, how do they think? How do they feel? How do they act? How do they react? How do they show up? Do they talk a little bit different? Do they dress a little bit different? How are their finances? How is the communication style? What's their love language like? And what would it be like for that love language to be fulfilled? What would it be like if you're living with that person? How do you want the dynamic to be? Do you want to be like the breadwinner? Do you care if she is? Do you want her to be like a stay-at-home wife and just do like the cooking and cleaning? Like, what is it that you want out of the full relationship? And you have to figure out who you would be in regards to that being the fulfillment of your desire. And by contemplating these things, you'll start to feel like you are actually becoming that person. It's not an overnight process. It's about returning to that decision. So once you start getting clear on who you'd be, it becomes easier and easier to reaffirm that decision that you are making. So we can do this through visuals. We can do it through inner conversations. We can do it through self-talk. We can do it through scripting. It really doesn't matter the method. I use hypnosis, self-talk, and inner conversations because that's what I have found works for my brain. I talk to myself a lot. I have conversations with, like, it used to be inner arguments with people, like getting the last say or what, like getting shit off my chest. Like, this is what I'm going to tell you it is. But now I do like the inner conversations in a more productive type of way to where it's loving. It is from the end of who I'd be in the relationship. So that's how my mind works. And I use hypnosis to reprogram at night. So that way it's sinking directly into my subconscious. So during the day, I've got my tools, right, to keep me on track. And then at night, I have my tools to continue to cement that new belief system. So when you're manifesting anybody or a specific person, if it's an ex, if it's somebody new, it doesn't matter. Your job is to continue to entertain the new version of you, thinking, feeling, acting, reacting, etc., as that new version of you, regardless of what you're seeing, regardless of what other thoughts are coming up, because you might notice doubt is coming up. Old stories are coming up. Your mind's trying to fill in the gap, but I haven't heard from them, but they're not acting like they even like me, but they told me they want nothing to do with me. Your mind is going to try to play tricks on you because that's the story that it's used to. Those are the old beliefs trying to not be unalived, pretty much, right? So that's why it will kick up like these old stories, and it's your job to just observe them and be like, oh, I see. That's the old version of me. That's the old reality. That's the old neural pathways dying off. And you just assign different meaning to it. That way you're not attaching yourself to it. So you observe what is going on. What's going on internally, neutralize it by not reacting to those thoughts, not reacting to the circumstances, and choosing what you do want instead. And then that starts to shift your identity. That starts to make that decision that you are continuing to return to more solid, right? It starts to form those neural pathways in your subconscious mind to where your mind's like, oh, this is the new story. We're chosen. We are loved. This person does care about me, sees a future with me, etc. And then that's when you'll start to see that reflected in your reality. It could take a day, it could take a month. Nobody knows how long it's going to take. It's not about sitting there waiting for that person to come back for you to feel like, oh, this is working. You have to believe that it's working, and that belief comes with like the repetition, telling the new story, and continuing to return to this new state of mind as this new version of you. you'll notice that it becomes easier and easier to believe that this is inevitable, that it's going to happen. It has no choice but to happen. So you don't have to believe right off the bat, but you'll notice through doing the different techniques, which is why they're there, because it helps you embody that new self. You'll notice that it becomes easier to believe in yourself. You'll start trusting yourself more. You'll trust in higher power, if it's God, a universe, whatever you want to label it. You'll start to trust in the unseen, knowing that it will be seen. And that's pretty much all that you have to do to manifest anything. I missed a whole bunch of comments, so let me see if I can go back up. Viking Mama, I think all right. I remember who it is. All right. Hello. How are you doing? I haven't talked to you in a while. Hope everything's going good for you. I love that you're here hanging out. German chocolate. Hello. We got some OGs in here. That's awesome. Appreciate you guys. That's great. All right, so yeah, I don't know who Hannah Rose is, as I like a celeb. I'm so not in tune with what's going on, like in the celebrity or like who's who and actresses or. So if that's somebody famous, I'm clueless. So you just have to let me know. But either way, it doesn't matter. Take off if it is somebody famous or if there's somebody in the chat. Or even when I repost this on YouTube, if there's somebody manifesting a celebrity, take away that celebrity title from them. They're still human. They still pick up on the thought transmission, just in a different way because they probably don't know you. But they'll be led to a bridge to where they are led to you, right? So it's no different. But if you're sitting there putting them up on like this, like they're better than you on some sort of level by saying, oh, but they're a celebrity. The only thing that they have is a little bit more, they're a little bit more of a public figure, right? And money. That's literally the only thing that makes them a celebrity. Is their job put them in a position to where millions of people know them and they make a shit ton of money from that. They still put their pants on one leg at a time, right? They're still a human. So it works the same. You just have to drop that identity that label that you've given them. Oh, this is going to be really hard because there's millions of people after them. I mean, they're a celebrity and look at the money that they're making. They'd never choose me. They can get this person and models or da-da-da. You got to drop all of that. Because if you're the version of you with them, you're going to know that you are more than enough. That you're worth that you deserve somebody like that, right? You're going to feel like you are the best of the best because you were able to pull somebody like that. So that's the identity you have to start embodying to see results. And then not worry about the how. Well, how are they going to find me? There's social media, especially nowadays. They're running into them at an airport or a coffee shop or celebrities are everywhere, right? So you just never know how it's going to unfold. We don't worry about the how. We don't worry about the when. And that's actually a good thing because if we sat there and tried to figure out every single detail, it would drive us nuts. Think about how overwhelmed humans get trying to figure out details. Like say if you're trying to set things up for a party and get all the details, we drive ourselves nuts. Oh man, I forgot this and I can't believe that and I did it. It's chaotic, right? So why would we want to do that for multiple manifestations? Because usually people are not just manifesting a person, they're manifesting money or career changes or health, or there's always more and more and more. So imagine doing that and having to figure out every single thing that you are manifesting. You would drive yourself bonkers. So good thing, we don't have to take care of any of that. It all happens for us. Again, you can label it God, you can label it I don't know, the universe. It doesn't matter what label you give it. There's a higher power source thing out there that takes care of all of it for us. I am doing well. Thank you. All right. Yo, back at ya. What is up? How are ya? Thank you for joining. But yeah, so manifesting a specific person or money, it comes down to your mindset. How are you talking to yourself about the thing? Are you talking about it from the end? Like, all you have to do is ask yourself, well, if I had this thing, so we'll say for money, we'll switch it up. Say for money, you're manifesting $1 million, right? If you had $1 million, would you be telling yourself, I can't afford that? I can't get the name brand. Oh shit, this bill. How am I going to afford to pay this bill? Are you going to be talking like that if you had $1 million? No. So we have to observe our thoughts while we are going throughout the journey to see, is this thought in alignment with my end goal? Would I be thinking like this? Because you'll notice that as you start to shift your thoughts and you're doing the reprogramming work at night for your subconscious beliefs, that those beliefs are going to become more and more in alignment with the new thoughts, and it goes hand in hand, right? You change the beliefs, you start naturally having new thoughts. Those new thoughts then reinforce the new beliefs. So it goes back and forth, like they feed off of each other. If you're just affirming new thoughts, but you're not doing any of the subconscious work, then there's misalignment. But you'll notice you start hitting on the beliefs. You start having the new self-talk that aligns to this new version of you. Then you start to feel differently. You're more at ease. You're feeling more relief. Then you have different emotions. The energy starting to go into motion, emotions. So you'll start to feel like random bursts of gratitude or appreciation or just feeling blessed for no reason. Well, there is a reason, because internally you're shifting into that new identity to where you are blessed regardless if any physical action has changed. Like any physical, tangible evidence has come to you. So, like I say, pretty much at the end of every single video, you have to be the change to see the change in your life. So once you become that change, you'll start seeing different evidences of that change. So Neville calls it birds before landing. There's different signs. Bashar calls it synchronicities. Doesn't matter. We don't get caught up on those things. But you'll notice things are more and more in alignment. You're seeing things to where maybe your $20 is coming in. You're manifesting $1 million. $20 here. Somebody paid for your coffee there. Your friend just got a promotion and they're making buku bucks now. You're seeing on your feed on TikTok or whatever, more and more people are talking about, like your whole algorithm has changed to where they're talking about making $1 million and how easy it was and what it's like to be a millionaire. It's just naturally starting to happen because you're shifting into that identity, which is why things are starting to synchronize to this new identity. Right? But we don't get hung up on the signs or the synchronicities of those things. We just notice them and remind ourselves, ooh, that means this is really working. Like I'm already seeing evidence of it coming out in my 3D. Like I know the full thing's next. I'm trusting in that. I'm believing in myself. Right? So that's how that happens. That's why you start seeing movement. But like Neville Goddard says, signs follow, they do not proceed. So the only reason why you're seeing any kind of evidence of it, even though it might not be your full manifestation, is because you're already doing the internal work. Your state of consciousness is already shifting into that new identity. So that's a really good sign. I feel like I missed some, guys. My bad if I did. If I missed your question, please just resubmit it. Yeah. My bad. You guys like my new hat? I just got this hat. It's got like little bead things on it. Super excited. It's the little things in life, guys. Sometimes you start getting nervous when you start seeing signs. So if you're getting nervous, it's because you still don't feel safe in that new version of you. So it's kind of like, and you also have to think, what is nervousness? Maybe it's excitement. Maybe you are mislabeling it, right? So it might feel nervous, but when you're excited, do you not kind of feel a little nervous? So it could be something like that, where again, maybe you're not fully feeling safe for it to actually happen. Yes, you're doing the work, but you're not doing like the nervous system regulation practices. You're not fully as this new version of you. You'll notice though, like once you're starting to see the signs and you continue to return to this new end state, that nervousness or that excitement will start to fade, because it will be like a new normal. It'll feel natural to you. When something new is happening, yes, it is exciting, but when it becomes consistent, you've had that thing for a couple months, you're neutral towards it. You might be grateful for it, you might be happy with it, but it becomes more like, cool, this is part of my life. I really enjoy this. That's cool. But I'm not super excited over it, So you might notice that. You think that's what it is excitement? Yeah. I mean, we can give our emotions any meaning or label them differently. So, like, I don't look at sadness or crying as like I'm depressed, there's something wrong with me, and I don't give it that meaning, what it would typically, like what we were raised to believe, that if you cry, that means you're sad or you're really, really, really mad or you're grieving. No, I look at it as, oh, my body's releasing some sort of energy and it's coming out in a physical way. That makes me feel a whole lot better. It passes a whole lot quicker. So we can assign whatever meaning, right? Even with anger, if I get frustrated, I use that as like the catalyst to be like, ooh, this is a perfect time for me to dig my heels in, because I'm what's it called? Like reconditioning myself to use anger in a positive way or frustration in a positive way. Like, so I'm sure you've heard people say, I affirmed and I was angry. I call it, when I do that, it's more of a drill sergeant rampage is what I call it. Because I'm just digging my heels in like, no, this is what the fuck it is. This is my fucking life. And, I get that anger out in a healthy way and also affirm my new state. So it kind of creates, a different, again, reconditions it, transmutes it. That's the word I was looking for, in a positive way. That helps a lot. Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, that's true. Gotta remember, guys, a lot of what we were taught growing up is not correct. Like they don't teach it. At least I didn't get taught it when I was a kid. Emotions is energy in motion. I didn't get taught that until I was in my late 20s, early 30s. When you reframe different things, then it becomes easier to look at it like, oh, this isn't that big of a deal. So, because that's literally what it is. Think about when you cry. It's energy in motion. It's moving through you. You're releasing it. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, you're still trying to detox. Yeah. I mean, don't get stuck in the whole mindset though of, it's kind of like somebody being stuck in, oh, I'm healing, I need to heal. Or like when I was doing addiction recovery coaching, a lot of people consistently just told the story, oh, I'm in recovery. I'm in recovery. I'm an ex-addict. That's going to always be your identity then. Yes, you can be proud of yourself for breaking out of that the old identity to where you were actively using, but at the same time, why would you continue to reaffirm that you're in recovery or that you're an ex-addict? Because then you're still going to have like the cravings. It's still going to be work every single day. You still have to do the meetings. You still have to do all of those things because that's part of that identity. When you could just be somebody who never did any of that, never struggled with addiction, doesn't say I'm in recovery, even though they've never done it, right? Or if they're, say if they had a caffeine addiction and then they're like, you know what, we're going to stop cold turkey. Do you think somebody with a caffeine addiction that stopped says, I'm in recovery from caffeine? No, not typically. I'm sure there's maybe, one or two people out there that do that, but it's not a thing, right? Because the identity is different. The association around what you were doing is different. So if you let go of that, and it's the same, with I'm detoxing or I'm healing and I'm on my healing journey, you're always going to continue to perpetuate to where it never ends. The healing never ends. Your recovery never ends. Being an addict never truly ends, or sobriety never truly ends. Like it's just who you are identifying as. So what you have to do is ask yourself, all right, if I never even had this problem, or I never needed to detox from anything, or I never, I was already perfectly healed, would I be saying this stuff to myself? No. But what would I be saying instead? And then making that decision to be that new version of self and continuing to return to that decision. Yeah, it's all about what you tell yourself, for sure, for sure. And it's also about like observing, right? So we have to observe what's going on in our mind, because our mind will go on autopilot. Oh, we've been thinking this way for the past 20 years, so I'm going to slip some things in there. Even though you're trying to affirm a new story, let me see if I can get by with this, because that's been the story for so long. And it kind of like throws banana peels at you, so then you could slip on them and fall to give up, right? Because your mind your subconscious and your ego it's not really comfortable with change unless you make it feel safe with that change. So that's why, like when I'm doing hypnosis with clients, we do integration parts therapy. That way it's not, I'm leaving that old part in the dust. It's bringing both parts together, so then there is no more trickery from your mind, right? It doesn't feel like it's getting left behind or it's going to die or anything. It seems like it's growing with you. Wow, I can't speak. What if there's nothing wrong, quote unquote, but we think there is? Well, that's exactly what it is. You think there is, so your mind's going to create a problem. If you go straight into the solution, then there won't be any problem. So if you start telling yourself that, or taking your awareness off, oh, it feels like there's something wrong and I can't put my finger on it. Is there one more belief that I have to figure out? Or why am I feeling like this? I've been having bad days all the time. Like, am I doing something wrong? Different things like that, right? We wouldn't be thinking that if we felt good and if everything was going right. So we have to stop, observe that, ask ourselves, is that our preferred state of mind? Is that our preferred reality? If not, what is? And then get clear on that. All right, so if everything was going right, I'd be telling myself, damn, everything's going right for me. I am on like a winning streak here. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy. It's like a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders. Everything's unfolding for me perfectly. And your whole self-talk and your inner dialogue would be entirely different. So that's what you have to start to tune into. And if you don't do it through like words, you can do it through pictures in your mind. You can do it through writing it out. Whatever is going to feel the best to you. I'm just giving you examples of like how my mind works. I do self-talk, inner conversations, and hypnosis. because that's what I have found works for me, and the clients that I work with as well. That's what works for them. That's so good. Yeah, yeah. A lot of information here. See, that's one good thing about me is I have a lot of background. So like, I've been a certified life coach for probably 8 years now, 7 or 8 years. Hypnotist for almost 2 years, and addiction recovery coach for 5 years. So I'm not just hopping here on the internet and somebody that has no experience, never worked with, clients or has any background with like mindset work or like trauma related things. I've done it. I have the experience with it, and the training to really have the breakthroughs that people are looking for. Obviously, I put my own spin on it because as a practitioner of any niche, you have to put your own spin on it because you have your own experience. So that's really what makes me stand out from any other coach, and that's why I can guarantee breakthroughs, because I got a lot under my belt that a lot of people don't have the knowledge of. Oh, that's awesome. You saw me on YouTube and now you're on here. Appreciate it. Appreciate coming over here. But yeah, I've been trying to go live more often over here. I've been on here for a while. I don't know, at least a handful of years. So I'm trying to be consistent with YouTube as well. But thank you. Thank you for coming over here. I appreciate it. Oh, that's really kind. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's kind. Um, I'm glad I was able to help you. That makes me happy. That honestly, it like warms my heart. It feels like my heart is like opening up. It just feels good, because that is what I want to do here. That's my goal. Because everyone deserves to live a happy, fulfilling life. So if I get to partake in that and help you guys on it, hell yeah, then I'm fulfilled. That's the most fulfilling thing for me. And yep, Lane is the best. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I got some OGs in here. Filling my cup up with love. Love it. You guys are the best. Appreciate you guys. I'm not going to be on much longer. So if you guys have any last minute questions, let's get them answered. And we can wrap this up. So I think, what time is it? Oh yeah. I still have to work out. Oof. It's going to be one of those nights. That's my Friday night. That's how I know I'm getting older. Because it's no longer going out, hanging out with friends. It's hanging out with my family, coming on TikTok live, and doing a workout past 9 o'clock. So it's all right, though. Alrighty. Let me scroll back up because it just loaded more. How do you put yourself first? Well, ask yourself. That's not really a question for me. That's a question for yourself. So you're already asking, how can I put myself first? What's the first things that come to your mind? Well, it would feel really good right now to put me first where I just go take a bubble bath. Feel really good to have a home cooked meal, so maybe I'll go do that. It'd feel really good to have a clean house, so maybe I'll clean the house because that feels like I'm putting me first. So instead of going out and hanging out with friends out of obligation, or doing extra work just to get ahead, even though that doesn't feel good, or going to, I don't know, family events. I used to struggle with putting me first with like holidays and stuff. So I used to struggle with that, and then I broke the pattern of, I don't give a shit if it's a holiday or not. If I don't want to go, I'm not going. Like, I'm going to celebrate my own holiday in my own way. So I started to put me first, right? So it's little things like that that you could start to do to where it will start teaching you, oh, this is what it's like to put me first, and not always have to put everyone else first. The other thing that I really struggled with is always being available. So like if my friends would call or they'd have an issue, even though I wasn't in the mood to hear them out on their issue or to solve their problems, because I am the problem solver in everybody's life that I'm freaking in. But I had a big problem of just answering even when I didn't feel like it, or when I was in the middle of doing something, I would put them first because I felt like they needed me, or that was the only way that I could feel valuable. So I started putting my phone on do not disturb. And when I didn't want to be bothered, I didn't feel obligated to have to either return the phone call. I would get to it when I was ready to get to it. So that was another way of putting me first. So maybe you're struggling with something like that. It's little things that you can start to do, but just question, how am I not putting myself first? Like, what is it that I feel I'm doing out of force? Like, I'm making myself to have to do this thing because it would be the right thing to do. But you don't have to. Start to take your power back and be like, you know what? I'm not obligated to do anything other than make myself happy. So what's going to make me happy in this moment? And that will start to build momentum. It'll feel more and more natural. I think that's where you should start. I want to be in a relationship, but I don't feel secure. All right, well, Holly, you came to the right place. If you're struggling with your sense of security, you need to ask yourself who you would be and how it would feel if you were secure in your relationship. When I think about being secure in a relationship, I think I feel safe. My heart feels open. I'm feeling like I could be vulnerable and people aren't going to stab me in the back if I am vulnerable. I feel like I could be transparent. That would all bring me a sense of security. How about like sense of stability? So I know that my partner's not going to abandon me. Doesn't matter what kind of talks we have, if there's a fight. Doesn't matter if, for you, maybe probably like if I'm wearing makeup or if I'm wearing raggedy clothes when I go to sleep, or if I, whatever, right? Those things would then create the sense of security around it, right? Because you're starting to now identify with a new version of you. So that's how you create security within, without needing it from another person. You'll notice though, like maybe you have a past to where why the insecurity even comes up. Well, people cheat on me and, then I react, or, I start snooping and waiting for the other shoe to drop because they're treating me too nicely, and they no good guys out there. So they're all going to do me dirty, or they're all going to leave. You'll have to observe those stories and kind of neutralize them. So instead of attaching yourself to them, oh, that's true, I did experience that. That guy was a douchebag. Instead of doing that, which is reinforcing that identity and those belief systems, take a step back, observe, and be like, is this serving me? Hasn't served me in my past. Hasn't gotten me the relationship I wanted. So why am I going to buy? Because that's literally what you're doing. You're making an investment in those stories when instead you could pull your cash back pretty much, right? And make an investment in a new story, which is the other stuff that I just gave you. Like, what would it feel like if I was secure? Well, I'd have a sense of comfort. I wouldn't have anything to worry about with my partner. I would trust myself, my partner. I would feel safe. and start to contemplate what it would be like. What's some things, maybe you're more of a visual person. So what's some things that your partner could do that would make you feel like you could trust them and feel secure in the relationship? Is it sharing locations, and having that, or having the password on their phone, or I don't know, just what would bring you that sense of security? You can visualize access to all of those things, or just have the self-talk and just contemplate. And then that's how you start to become the version of you that is secure. Also starting to say, like, I love being in this relationship. This relationship's so amazing. I finally know what it's like to feel secure in a relationship. I finally know what it's like that I don't have to worry about my partner leaving me or cheating or anything. It's such a relief finally that I'm in this relationship and I feel whole and complete. I feel the most secure I have ever felt in my entire life. And then, again, you start to embody that version of you. And you just continue to return to that state instead of giving in to the insecurity stories. Because that's all they are, is insecurity stories. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. That's not a coincidence. So if the guy moved into your apartment and it looks just like your man, that's not a coincidence. It's starting to get pushed out. That's why you can even see the resemblance. What do they call it? Doppelganger or whatever. I probably just murdered that whole freaking word. But anyways, you know what I'm talking about. When somebody has a look-alike. So whenever you experience that would be considered a sign or a synchronicity. So with that being said, obviously you don't have to go for that guy. And I'm not saying that that's what you were even getting at. But I would take that and be like, this is working. I'm starting to see things getting projected out. That's very common. So that's pretty cool. Ow. Yeah. Yep. So that's all you have to do is just contemplate it. And then you start, as you're contemplating, your mind starts creating either images or natural answers back to you. So mine does a little bit of both. And that's how I know I'm starting to tune into that state. So I'll contemplate. And sometimes I close my eyes. Sometimes I pace around the house. Sometimes I'll just stare at something and zone out. Again, it depends on what kind of mood and how not agitated my body is, but like how tired I am, right? So if I'm tired, I'm going to close my eyes because I'm already relaxed. If I'm feeling a little bit more like energized, and I pace and burn that energy up. Plus there's science that proves when you're moving and you're affirming, it actually sinks in to your subconscious faster. Mine's just a nervous thing that I do. I don't know. I've always done it. I think it's back from, remember, if you guys are all old enough, which you should be, back when we had the corded phones and you could only go so far. So I remember like in my mom's kitchen being a little kid, just walking around in circles because you couldn't stray too far away from the phone that was on the wall because it had the cord. So I think that's why I talk to myself, just like I'd be talking on the phone, and pace. It's just things that I've done since a kid. But now science is starting to say that that's actually beneficial for us to reprogram the subconscious mind. But anyways, so what I'll do if I'm trying to embody that version of me that's in a relationship and I want to feel secure and safe, I might pace, put my hand on my chest and bring myself, like ground myself into this present moment. And then I'll contemplate, all right, If I felt safe, if I felt secure, and I felt like I had nothing to worry about with my partner, what would that truly be like? Like, what would my life look like? What would I be thinking? How would I be feeling? And naturally, your mind, because you're asking questions, your mind wants to answer them. So then you might be thinking, well, I have nothing to worry about. I'd be relaxed. I'd probably be focusing on other manifestations. What other manifestations would I be focused on? Maybe I'll contemplate even, all right, so if I'm feeling so secure and feeling so safe in this relationship, what would it be like if we were living together? Because if I'm with the right partner, then that's the one that I'm going to want to marry, right? Because I feel so safe and secure with them. So obviously we're going to live together. What would that be like? What kind of, am I the one cooking dinner? Are they cooking dinner? What are we cooking? Are we having coffee together? Do they make my coffee when I get up in the morning or no? I'll start to contemplate all of those different things. So my mind will start to then go down like a rabbit hole of what life would be like actually being with me being a safe and secure partner in a happy, healthy relationship. So that's all you have to do. And don't put pressure on yourself. Just ask yourself, what would it really be like? What would my life be like if I had that sense of security in my relationship where I knew that partner wasn't going to leave me? And you'll just have, again, visuals or natural answers or self-talk come up and go from there. Just playing it. And then once your mind's done wandering, then you go and do whatever. Maybe you, go do a workout or go finish your day, doing laundry or whatever. And then you'll notice that the thought comes back up. I'm noticing some insecurity coming back up. Well, what would it be like again? Maybe you have different ideas of what security means to you come up to your mind, and you just continue to return to that as it comes up in your mind. You don't have to force yourself. It's kind of like when you got a cup and you're filling it up with water, you'll notice when the drink itself starts to go down and you need to top it off, right? That's what happens. Like our subconscious alerts us and says, hey, we're running low on the glass of water. Let's fill it back up. So then that way we can be fulfilled again. And then that's when you'll have the desire to want to go to the end, want to contemplate, want to do self-talk. It's not something you have to do all day long. It's not a full-time job. It's something that just enjoyment. But again, like how I do this is, for one, I do the self-talk, right? And I allow the visuals to come to me as they do. I don't force visuals. I don't intentionally try to visualize or intentionally try to do inner conversations. The stuff just comes to me because I'm starting to tune into that timeline. Once I decide this is my desire, this is what I'm going after, this is who I'm identifying as. Those things start to come up naturally. I just play in my imagination. And then at night I do hypnosis. So I create my own tapes now. And then listen to it before I'm going to bed. And then that's it. Then I go to sleep. I shut my phone off and go to sleep. So I keep my practice very simple, very easy, very manageable. And that's what I have like my clients do. If they book hypnosis, all right, I create you a hypnosis tape. You listen to it at night. You can listen to it in the morning if you want. Do a little bit of breath work because that's going to help calm your mind down, center your body. You're going to feel safe instead of being in fight or flight. Your mind is going to stop trying to problem solve and finally be in the state of like rest. That way you can just receive like the visuals, the inner conversations, and have everything just kind of flow to you internally. So it makes the whole process a lot easier. Then again, I just, if you need coaching, I ask you the same questions. Well, what would it be like? How would you think? How would you feel? Oh, you're having doubt come up, then we need to do this. Then you need to let go of this, or we need to revise this. And, I keep everything very nonchalant because we don't want to add pressure onto something. Or what's Abraham Hicks, what's she say? Paddle upstream? Why not just take the oars out of the water and just go with the flow, right? It's a lot more beautiful of a scene when you don't have to put in all that muscle, right, to paddle upstream and get exhausted and burnt out, right? Either way, it'll drift you somewhere. All right, so on that note, guys, if you want to watch this replay, then you are more than welcome to. I will be posting it on my YouTube channel, which is linked in my bio. If you did want to work together, that is also linked in my bio for coaching and hypnosis services. I also have my 90-day mentorship program that is guaranteed breakthroughs in that program. And then the free embodiment guide or the embodiment blueprint, if that's something that you would like to check out, kind of just get you started. But yeah, so that's what I got going on. If you did want to work together, you don't have to. You get everything right from my content. But that's where we're at. So I hope that everyone has a fabulous start to their weekend. Have a safe Friday night, and I will see you in the next one. You got this, guys. Have a safe Friday night, and I will see you in the next one. You got this, guys.